Hi, good afternoon. My name is Michelle Samuel, and I am the host of this information session. This afternoon, we will be talking about the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs program, or AWE, here in St. Lucia. For those of you who do not know about the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, it is a U.S. Department of State initiative program that was launched in 2019 and is currently launched in over 80 countries across the globe. To date, we have several islands in the Caribbean who have come on board to launch this program. And I would personally like to thank the Bureau of the Educational and Cultural Affairs for approving our proposal to launch AWE in St. Lucia. Now remember, you can join in this afternoon's conversation on YouTube right here and also on Facebook. Be sure to use the hashtags AWE, as in hashtag capital AWE, and also AWE in St. Lucia when sharing this link to this afternoon's event. Let me begin by introducing my special guest for today. My special guest, her name is Lisa Yarde, and she is the owner of LISVALU. Now in September 2013, Lisa joined the St. Lucia Women's Crisis Center as a volunteer, and in November had her first speaking engagement, speaking to women who are and have been in domestic abuse violence relationships. The event was called Breaking the Silence, and she developed a sub-theme, I Am Woman. Now, Lisa has had other engagements, some through the center and others through seeking her own opportunities. One of these opportunities is with a Center for Troubled Teen Girls, where she speaks once a week on topics concerning improving their self-esteem life choices. Now, Lisa finally started a business named LISVALU, which stands for List What You Are Worth. Geared on life issues, Lisa believes that women and girls are being treated unfairly at home, at work, and even where they are alone, even in the business place. Women and girls' morale are very low by the way they speak, the way they dress, the way they walk. So teaching women to love themselves, teaching us to love ourselves, is LISVALU's priority. And I definitely want to thank Lisa for joining the program today. Now we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to delve into this afternoon's topics. We're going to speak to Lisa later on in the program. So the first part of the segment for today, we're going to be talking about phase 1 of the AWE program, structuring discussions. You will learn about the formats of additional assessments, which all St. Lucia participants will do to review course content. And then secondly, we will speak with Lisa about LISVALU and about her Grow 8-week program. The second segment of our program will be talking about the Choose to Challenge campaign that we have currently running, where we are challenging women, eligible women for this program, to pre-register for AWE in St. Lucia 2021. You will hear about the special campaign that was launched on March 18th, which was endorsed by the ECA for AWE St. Lucia. Find out what the perks are for participating in the campaign, and of course, get to know who's in the lead to win. So I can't wait to delve into all of this with you. So please stay with us. When we come back, we start with segment 1, where we talk about, of course, the structuring of the discussions, the types of formats that the AWE St. Lucia 2021 candidates will be engaging in. Stay with me after this brief break. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. And welcome back. Thank you for staying with me. If you're just joining us, you're watching the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs St. Lucia, or AWE, program information session. This is the 3rd edition of this session that we're basically rounding up throughout the month of March, which is Women's Month. Now let's go into the structuring discussions. But before we go into the details of how the structure of our St. Lucia program is going to roll out, let's find out a little bit about the OR program. So the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs, or the ECA, launched the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, or OR, in 2019, as I stated before. OR is designed as a flexible educational opportunity for energetic women to learn how to develop and grow their businesses using the massive open online course, or MOOC as it is known for short, Dream Builder. The primary goal of this toolkit is to help integrate this online course with additional learning and, of course, professional development experiences for all our applicants. Now, best practices are developed and recommendations by facilitators and staff from U.S. embassies and consulates, course professors, and Arizona State University's Thunderbird School of Global Management. So as the world navigates the COVID-19 pandemic, including here in St. Lucia, virtual alternatives are being developed in real time to continue engagement. Now, I am so very happy and pleased to let you know that the OR program will move full speed ahead with version 1. That is strictly virtual classes. Now, though we would love to have met in person, being virtual has its advantages. One of which is we will be able to engage more individuals and more young ladies, regardless of your age, for this program. So for the first installment of OR St. Lucia, we will be recruiting a total of 45 women. These 45 women are between the ages of, well, from the ages of 22 years of age and over. So of course we have specific criteria for the program, but once you are a woman that is passionate about entrepreneurship, that is already in business for yourself, of course, less than 3 years in operation, 3 years or less, I should say, this program is for you. Now, let's go and take a look at what the structuring of the OR program really looks like. So facilitating OR is founded on coordinating additional sessions with all the OR participants to review the course content. Research has shown that weekly meetings seem to work best. Now, for this reason, we will be having 2 classes a week, Mondays and Thursdays. Now, of course, depending on where the OR implementer is from, or the country or the region, the implementers will decide what time is better to deliver the courses. Because of the nature of the businesses that most of the women who register run, we have decided to take the course to the evenings. So now our sessions will run from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. That way, this allows those women who are running their businesses during the day to focus on just that, running their businesses. And then towards the evening, they can take the time and invest their time and then take the program. And the benefit of that is that the very next day, what they learn, they can put it into practice. Talk about on-the-job training, right? Now, depending on the technology infrastructure and logistic availability, we have the option of delivering the course material in various ways. For the reason of COVID protocols here in St. Lucia currently, we have decided to do this virtually, utilizing a platform which we also used for the Dream to Reality Professional Business Training course pilot last year. Now, students, or should I say candidates, will gather in groups and then will, of course, gather online with the facilitator, myself, and 2 co-facilitators to go through the program. They will, of course, be completing assignments and participating in various other activities amongst themselves. Now, most importantly, is the format that we have decided to use based on the size of the group and also what works best in terms of a learning environment. We have to consider the fact that some of these women have been out of the classroom for several years. Though some of them in the younger 20s would have been able to reminisce about what it was like being in a classroom, sitting in front of a teacher's desk while being taught. But this particular learning may not work for everybody. That is what makes this program so unique. So there is a variety of exposure to, yes, facilitators, but also the star of Dream Builder, Alma, an animated character who will walk these ladies and these candidates through the program over the 7 to 8 weeks that the program will be delivered between May and July of this year. So the formats that we have decided to engage our candidates is the enrichment format and the project-based format. So the enrichment format is where we arrange guest speakers and other activities that build upon the course material. For example, we have professional business persons who will come in for a Q&A session. They will make presentations based on the topic or module that is being covered for that particular week. Now, of course, engagement with groups is very, very key. So these guest speakers will be asked to keep in touch with us, and of course, can also assign assignments to our candidates and follow up with their progress. Now, working in groups, what we want to establish is women who support women movement. So women will be paired and also grouped together and asked to rely on each other, taking note of their strengths and weaknesses to make a more stronger group, a stronger team as they go through the program. Thereby, at the end of it all, they would have come out as being a sister or a sister pact or forming a sisterhood. Now, the sessions that we're talking about can be held in parallel to the Dream Builder sessions, as well as after the participants have completed the course. For this reason, we will be partnering with other local agencies who will provide those supplemental trainings and learnings. Now, in the project-based format, this is a little bit different. So in the American universities, the model is called service learning. But what this really is another form of on-the-job training. So what this does is that this integrates community service into the classroom experience. So candidates will be able to identify service opportunities that allow them to serve at or work at various institutions and organizations in relation to their businesses. Practice the skills and ideas that they learn throughout the course. This format works extremely great with smaller groups which have highly motivated women. And we know and we have an idea that we will have a wonderful group of motivated women in the 2021 program. Now, what we will be doing in addition to these project-based formats is community events. For example, one community event is a business social, where the ladies will be able to network and dialogue between participants and the local community, including leaders of government, business, and of course, civil society. Also, we are looking at, and this is where this gets exciting, a trade fair, where these ladies will each be able to showcase their products and or services or a combination to the general public and be able to garner even more clientele than they started off with before the program. And this is what awaits our 2021 candidates for All St. Lucia. But that's not all. These ladies will be able to grow their networks, because all is designed to both augment and benefit from the existing in-country network of women entrepreneurs. ECA's ongoing programs and other U.S. Embassy or consulate initiatives focused on women's economic empowerment. All are important partners for you, okay? So what we're saying is that post All St. Lucia, there are opportunities for you. Aside from getting to pitch in a pitch competition and winning seed funding for your business, the networking opportunities, the project-based learning, the enrichment activities, the trade fair, we're also saying that you will get access to extracurricular engagements to turn your business plans into reality, and thereby be in a better position to tell the story of your business and pitch it to a potential investor or a traditional lender. Now, there are some networks that have wonderful significant synergies with all St. Lucia, and here are just a few. The Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative, or YLI. The Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative is open to individuals 25 to 35 years of age. So for those women who are taking our program that fit that criteria, and of course, more details can be provided on our page, they are eligible to participate and to apply for YLI. This program is a 6-week program that allows these individuals to connect with and to be matched with US-based companies and agencies that they can train with and exchange information from. Best practices, production, business processes, culture. What do you get out of this? The potential and the possibility to participate in a reverse exchange type of situation, or even partner with a US company. Yes, that's just a few of what is available to you. Also, Fortune, which is a US Department of State's Global Women's Mentoring Partnership. Again, providing women with access to travel to the US for a period of time and learn from exceptional, formidable women from the US. Study of the US Institutes on Women's Leadership and Social Entrepreneurship for those of women who are interested in social entrepreneurship. Tech Women, the International Visitor Leadership Program, or IVLP. We are so happy to be part of this initiative. And as I stated, this is what is in store for our all St. Lucian women. What phenomenal opportunities, right? What phenomenal opportunities. So this is basically what awaits our women, our registrants, our selected candidates for All St. Lucia 2021. Now, this basically gives you an idea as to what to expect. In terms of the times, as you heard, the classes would take place from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays. And the program, the first installment of the program, will run from May to July. Orientation, however, will actually be hosted online in a virtual massive event, a kickoff event on April 29th. And I will be extending this invitation to any and everybody who can attend. We'll be having this orientation days event via Zoom. So as many of you that can fill in those 100 slots are welcome to join us. And those of you who can't fit in, you can watch live via our Facebook page. So we do have another component to speak about when you look at the enrichment format of the learning. And that is a topic that I think needs to be discussed. Women, personal issues, and personal development. This saddens my heart to see. And as much as I'm excited, it saddens my heart to see that several of the women who participated in the pilot definitely had some deep-seated issues that prevented them from focusing on the program, and some of them even completing it altogether. It really did hurt my heart. I mean, how do you stay motivated? In what way? And that was why I decided to speak with Lisa Yarde of LISVALU. Because of the programs that I heard that she did, especially working at the Crisis Center and I Am Woman, and the work that she's done in the past with women. Who better to talk about issues affecting women than a woman who was affected by issues herself. She's speaking from experience. She is a woman who has overcome much and is now teaching and training women to do likewise. So through Sludterra's partnership with LISVALU, we are now integrating a personal development workshop for our all St. Lucia candidates, because we understand the need for them to deal with their personal issues while remaining on course with the program. So what we're looking at is a holistic individual, a holistic woman at the end of this program. Yes, women will be dealing with yourself as well as your business. So nothing is left untouched and nothing is left behind. And I know that this will definitely increase completion rates in the program. I believe in this with all of me. So when we come back, I will bring on Miss Lisa Yarde so that you can hear for yourself what this LISVALU program entails, how it fits into the All St. Lucia regular programming, and how will it impact the women of 2021. Please stay with me after this short break.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
And welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with me. And if you're just joining me, my name is Michelle Samuel, and I am your host of All St. Lucia's information sessions, which will be hosting throughout the month of March, educating you about the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs program, or AWE, here in St. Lucia. Now, if you have not heard about this before, you need to share this link and ask a woman and a friend to join and, learn what this could be about. So I'm about to introduce my next guest. Her name is Lisa Yarde, and she's the owner of LISVALU. I know Lisa for over a number of years, and I would like to bring her on so that she can tell you a bit more about her program, LISVALU. Let's welcome Lisa on. Hi, Lisa. How are you doing this afternoon? Lisa, you're on mute. Let's make sure everybody can hear you.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so very much.
The energy is wonderful.
Oh, I am passionate about this. I'm so very passionate about this, honestly. Let me just say before we continue, those of you who are watching, please use the chat or the comment box to leave your comments and your questions. We will be taking questions and comments at some point, but please leave it down in the chat, and I will, when it's time for Q&A, we will of course highlight it so that your questions can be answered. So, Lisa, thank you so much for joining me here on this afternoon's program. I know you're a very busy woman. You have several, several responsibilities that you take care of on a daily basis, including being a mother as well as a businesswoman. So we want to speak to you about your GROW program, right? But before we delve into what GROW is, can you tell us a bit about yourself and how LISVALU got started?
Okay, it's a pleasure being here with you to the end of viewing audience, Michelle. Actually, LISVALU started out of me being in a domestic relationship, actually, with my husband. We're now divorced. We have one daughter. And because of the issues that I had to contend with being in that kind of situation, I grew out of a place of darkness into a place where I can educate my own self, empower my own self, and possibly empower other women also. One of my biggest issues I had at the time is that when I did the program, the men were also begging me to help them also because they too had other issues that they wanted to solve. And that was a bit of a challenge for me because as a woman, you may not really know exactly how a man what they really do go through because based on society norms.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to open my business called LISVALU. It's a combination of my sister, my name, and my daughter's name. And it's called List What You Are Worth because I believe women, we are strong. We do have to define ourselves every day, but we have to know exactly what our worth is. And if we know what our worth is, we can move forward quicker than we ought to. So that's
Okay.
basically how my business started.
Wow. Well, thank you very much for sharing that with us. Again, audience, please use the chat or the comment box, to post your questions and your comments. So, Lisa, you sent me, a synopsis and a draft of what your programs are. And there was one which stood out, which of course I identified. And then we had a discussion ensued, from, those emails. And we decided on the 8-week program because it coincides our 7 to 8 week or delivery, of the program with our St. Lucia. And that was called Grow. Okay. Now, for those 8 weeks in the program, the women will be going through a process with you of, self, reflection, self inflection, and of course, finding themselves and learning how to cope while, of course, focusing on the program and their business. But we'll go into that in a little while. But what I want you to explain to our, listeners and viewers, what would be the benefits, for the or candidates for taking your group program and participating in the program? What are the benefits to them?
Okay, Michelle, it's very quite simple. I like to use the seed method. You get a seed, you put it in the ground, you water it, there's sunshine, and you're hoping that it grows. Now, this is why I call it the grow program. Although not every seed may germinate, but you go through the different steps in order to see that seed start to come out of the ground. So my program is actually putting that particular woman in the best fertile situation. They maybe have harsh soil around her, harsh situations. By the end of the day, she'll be able to recognize, okay, as a woman, as a person, as an individual, as a mother, as a teacher, as a home caregiver, as all the professions that cover my head right now, putting me in that particular soil because I'm getting the right nutrition, whether it be fertilizer, lime, whatever it may be, I'm able to develop into a very, very strong plant, tree, whatever she wants to become. So that is basically what the Grow program is all about. Putting you in a situation to fertilize yourself properly, give you the right nourishment in order for you to grow to a stronger, much more fulfilling woman that even you as a one will be able to recognize later in the future.
That really does touch me, as a woman myself. It really, really, really does touch me that we're able to plant ourselves and grow from there. And I don't know how many women tend to look at themselves, as even being the hurdle that's preventing them, from really prospering in life because they're not dealing with their issues. So I really have a lot of respect, for what you just explained there. Now, in terms of your programming and the group program specifically, can you highlight or just give us an idea as to what the cost of your programming is like and what similar programs to yours cost? Can you give us that information? I know it's a bit of I know it's putting you on the spot, but can you share with us what your programs cost? What's the price ranges like?
Well, first of all, my programs were tailored actually 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and 12 weeks. And
Mm-hmm.
as you rightly said, you use the 8 weeks program because it coincides with the duration of your courses.
Right.
My program does not involve customer service. It does not involve guru experience. It doesn't involve yoga. It involves looking at you as an individual, yourself, going deep into yourself and taking out what you believe needs to be out there and replace it something more positive. So in the first week, I have at least 52 affirmations,
Well,
very positive words.
before we go into the week, we what I
Hmm.
want to gather is what is the cost like? That's what we want to find
Okay,
out.
okay.
What are the price ranges for your programs compared to, other, institutions or agencies that provide, this personal development coaching? What are your prices like?
Well, my prices are very reasonable. So far in my prices are usually from 50 US to 300 US. That's for
And is that
two
per
days, two
session?
days
Is that per person?
per
What does that look
session,
like?
per session. So far, we do not really have personal development courses like what I give. It's usually based with either some spiritual level or well, how should I say it? Something to do with more like how to develop yourself in a different manner except yourself. You develop everybody outside of your area except yourself. I deal with yourself in particular. My courses, because of the collaboration, the partnership with Slugterra, I decided to be exclusive with the cost range. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a big discount. The audience will be very thrilled with that discount. It's very manageable. It's because I believe empowering women at this time in our lives is very, very important. If we as women are not empowered properly, we cannot really move on. We cannot give our children the proper nutrients that they need. And I note I said nutrients, not nurture, nutrients that they need for them to become strong individuals later in society.
Mm-hmm.
Because of society, the norms and stuff, we are a very negative bunch of people, very negative. And if we're not very careful, it quietly seeps into our lifestyles and becomes part of us. And this is what causes the blockages that women go through at their home, in their business, at school, at work, even at play. That these are little negatives, truths, I call it the false truths that just creep into our lives as the day goes by, and then we wonder why we are stuck. So I'm very happy, as I said, as you rightly said, that partnership with Slotera on this initiative. And I really do hope that my programs, it's 8 weeks for a reason, because I believe that one session a day is enough to have that particular person ponder on the different topics that they have to cover. It may seem easy, but trust me, it's a lot of lot of thought that have to go into it. I've had women cry and say, "I cannot do it anymore. I cannot do it anymore." Honestly, that is too much for me, because they have to delve deep inside of them and take out things that not even my partner was aware of. So the 8 weeks process, the 2 days a week is for a reason. It's just to help the women actually gather themselves back, pull themselves back, use that rope of encouragement and that rope of support, which I am there for, and pull themselves back and see how much solid ground they can stand on later in life.
Okay, thank you for sharing that, Lisa. So we're just going to take a brief break, everybody, and when we come back, we're going to delve a little bit more into the cost of the program through all, and also what ladies can expect to gain from participating and from taking the personal development training from this value. Please stay with us. We will be soon.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
And welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. So you're watching the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs St. Lucia information session. This is our third version of the session, and we have with us Lisa Yarde of LISVALU, and we're talking about the GROW program, the 8-week GROW program. So Lisa, when we left off, we were talking about the costing of your program and what it really forces ladies to do. I wouldn't say forces, but it encourages them to do this, to face certain things that may hinder their progress professionally and in their business. And this is what we're adding to the All St. Lucia program, which was absent last year. Because again, like I stated, I noticed and saw a lot of deep seated issues with all of these ladies that I engage with, 60 ladies that I engage with. And for only 47 of them were able to complete the program. Several of them did not complete because of those deep seated issues. Those who did complete did have issues, but they were able to at least, sustain and continue with the program. But just to increase completion rates, we've decided to add a personal development workshop to the program. And this program, we're proposing it every Friday. So what we're saying is that those candidates who will be selected for the program, they will be doing the regular OR program on Mondays and Thursdays with sessions with LISVALU every Friday. Okay. And those sessions, of course, Lisa will give you more information as to the duration of the sessions and what will be covered, I should say, an overview of what would be covered. So Lisa, let's go a little bit into the cost. So you said that, and again, we're really grateful, for the partnership, of LISVALU and that exclusivity in terms of the price and the discount that we're getting. And what we're also doing on our part is we are subsidizing some of that cost for our candidates and for our ladies. Okay. So what we're saying to you is the OR program is free to you because it's a U.S. Department of State program. But there is a need because I have noticed and I have seen that that these issues, if not dealt with, if there's a lack or an absence of personal development along with the professional, then a lot of us women are going to fall off the track. And another thing we're going to add is the spiritual as well. We do have to have a holistic, reformation within ourselves in order to produce effectively. And that is what we're looking at for our St. Lucian women. So All St. Lucia will be subsidizing a portion of that cost, a percentage of that cost to you. So what we're saying is that though there is a cost for the personal development training, thankfully, we were able to arrive at an agreement that will make it easy for you to maintain and to continue with the program. So the first installment would be paid prior to orientation and then followed by 4 payments each week of the program, completing your payment in the 5th week of the program. And it is affordable to everyone. There was a lot of negotiation that happened behind the scenes in order to make it very affordable for our St. Lucian women. So St. Lucian women who have been highlighting domestic abuse and other issues, mental health that have been affecting us and preventing us from really producing and being the true woman that we can be. We're saying that we've heard the call and we're trying to answer this call through the personal development program. And that happens every single Friday. So this is part of the All St. Lucia programming. It's a partnership and all the women will be participating in this program. Okay, so Lisa, let's take a look at what the candidates can expect to gain from their participation in the Grow 8-week program. So what we'll basically be allowing you to do, I'm going to allow you to take us through week by week of what to expect, from Grow and what it encompasses.
Oh, sure, Misha. Not a problem. Okay, as I said, it's a 8 weeks program. Each program has a module, and we'll start with week 1. Week 1 comprises of 52 affirmations. Now, the interesting thing about this affirmation story is this: each woman, each lady, each entrepreneur will have to choose an affirmation that describes them. So I'll not be saying this. For example, if Michelle chooses assertive, until that 8 weeks is over, her mission name now will be assertive, and I will recognize her as assertive. So every assignment that she produces or sends back to me, it will be from assertive. Week 2 now is how do you love? And sometimes we as women, we believe if we buy gifts, if we live with a man or live with another person, that is part of how we show our love. But it's not really, that's not really the way it is. Being confident about who you are and your value also help you with this module. Loving self. How do you love yourself? Do you buy nice gifts again? Do you party all night? Do you drink your life away and then say, I'm happy? How do you love yourself? Fourth week, what do others see in me? Now, sometimes different people may, how should I say, recognize you differently, may point you out differently. Like one may say, oh, she's aggressive. One may say, oh, she's very boring. Or one may say, oh, she's just bland. But we want to make you understand that as much as everybody see you differently, everybody should have one thing that is common to you that everybody can explain right away. The fifth week is, what do you need to be whole? What do you really need as a woman to be whole? Do you need peace? Do you need a big house? Do you need a car? Do you need money? Do you need a job? I know in this COVID times, a lot of us say we need money right now, we need a job. What do you need to be whole? Sixth week, happiness comes with a price. Now, this one is very, very touching to me and very dear to me, because to have my happiness right now, I had to have a divorce. And that's comes of peace of mind. So sometimes you have to make decisions in your life in order for it to move forward. Seventh week, what really matters? Does your job really matters? Does having this business that you want to start, does it matter to you? As you realize, sometimes you go through life, different stages in your life, and you realize, working for a company, that's not what I want anymore. And as you get older in life, you realize the different changes, and you realize, okay, I need to do something to myself, about everything around me, or for life to move forward. And lastly, 8th week, self needs a break. I like to call this the pillow stage. You need a break. You need to put your head down, you need to put your feet up, you need to relax with a glass of wine, probably with your best dessert. You need a break. That's where your ritualistic comes in. Probably you need to learn more about yoga, meditation, how to make yourself feel at ease, even in stressful situations. So that's what my 8 weeks is comprised of at this time. And I know that there are women out there that can identify and will identify with those modules at the moment. And as time goes, when you get deeper into module, it will give you a lot of self-reflection. And I'm hoping that even if you want to leave, that you do come back and continue and finish the course, because you deserve to be a better person. You deserve people to look at you differently, and you deserve to have your business on a proper foundation that you can at least move forward every stage of your life.
Wow.
And that's about it,
That,
Michelle, for now.
wow. Um,
Oh,
you,
before I forget, the courses are 1 day a week. This is only Fridays. It is in 2 sessions, 9 to 10 and 11 to 12, every Friday for the 8 weeks. And as I said, through a lot of negotiation, Michelle said, we did something that will help all the ladies in the all program benefit from it.
excellent, excellent. Lisa, thank you for sharing the content of your group program. Um, I have it pulled up here. So we have Grow, which is the 8 weeks. You had week 1 to week 8. Um, I think the week 3 is something that all of us should be doing, knowing how to love ourselves. Um, I mean, we claim that we love others. We claim we love our children. We claim that we love our husbands and our boyfriends. We love our jobs. But do I love me? You know, Do we love ourselves? And what do we do as women what is indicative of love? When you love yourself, what do you do? What would you do? So if you love your daughter, your son, and you go all out for your daughter, your son, that's your way of showing your love. But then if you love yourself, I mean, shouldn't you go all out for yourself too? You know, if you don't go all out for yourself, and if you don't take care of yourself, can you take care of other people? I mean, these are some of the questions I think that us women need to really ask ourselves a lot. Because I mean, we were built to take care of. We were built to nurture. We were created for that purpose. And if we are not doing that effectively, then we are not doing our jobs. We really not. And that's the reality that a lot of us have to face. And I'm really, really appreciative that that is coming out in this program. And the second one that really got to me is what do others see in me? A lot of women tend to think so lowly of themselves, like they're not worth or they're not worthy, and they feel that whatever persons dish out to them, they should just accept. Oh, I'm a woman and I feel as if, Lisa, you back me in a corner. But but these are the types of things that we have to do. We have to face the realities, you know and aside from the weekly sessions with Lisa, you all will be having sessions with me as well, delving into the spiritual aspect of it. Find out where do I see myself in this life. Is there a higher power that is helping me to do anything? Do I believe in a higher power? So yes, we will be delving into that as well. So when we say we're looking to produce holistic women, into society that can make an impact on the community and the economy, we were not joking. We're very serious about this, right? There are a lot of gender issues going all around and circling the air, but who's really doing anything about it to make an impact? We're telling you that with this program, we are going to deal with it. Okay? So don't be afraid, to register for the program. Now that you've heard we're adding a personal development program, don't be afraid. We're doing this for you, for your benefit, because we love you. We're doing this for ourselves. And I will be taking Lisa's program as well. So in case you're all wondering, we're not just dictating that you need to do this. I will be doing it as well. Okay? So for this reason, because we have added the personal development program to regular or programming, there is going to be a price tag for women who register. But don't think of it as something that you're paying for. Think of it as an investment in yourself.
Yes.
You are self-investing. You are learning to take care of yourself. And the very first stage, or the very first step in taking care of yourself, is admitting that I need to take care of myself. So your first admonition, your first step towards admitting that is making that contribution, which is that very first payment, making that contribution to say that I'm investing in my personal development. And that's where that comes in. So so basically there are 5 payments. You pay for the program in 5 installments, but as I stated, all has subsidized a percentage of that cost. So the lump sum, you don't have to cover all of it up front. And also, because we know of what's happening in the COVID times, we've broken down the cost of 5 payments, right? And make it easy for you to pay the installments each week. And in the 5th week, you would have completed making your payments. And it's affordable for everyone. It really is affordable. I mean, there is no price to your value. Okay, there is no price to it. So don't think of the payments and your installments as a price that you're paying. Think of it as what you're doing for yourself. Okay, ladies. So that is just me putting a plug in there, for LISVALU. So for those of you who may probably want to connect with Lisa, her contact information is showing below. You can contact her on 5846995. You can email her at listvalue.women@gmail.com. Again, listvalue.women@gmail.com. Lisa, I know you mentioned the men contacted you and said that they would love to get assistance from you as well. I'm not sure whether you figured that out, but if in case, any guys, reach out to you, please don't turn them away. See how you can,
Oh, no, 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 no.
culture something or
No.
format something just for them, because I mean we need to help each other, right? We do need to help each other. So Lisa, I just want to thank you once again for joining me on this program and for sharing about the Grow 8-week program that will be implemented with our regular All St. Lucia programming for 2021. Again, as she stated, it's going to be every Friday with Lisa for 8 weeks. We're going to split it into two groups. So we have one group of women, because we have a large group of 45. So we're going to have one group of women who will be doing the program from 9 to 10. And the second group will be with Lisa from 8 to 12. And those ladies will be meeting Lisa every week for the 8-week period. Of course, if they choose to do any individual sessions outside of the program, they're welcome to do so. Of course, they can negotiate that with Lisa under LISVALU. But Lisa, just before I let you go, can you just give us an idea as to what your other programs are that you offer under LISVALU, which is open to the public?
Okay, well, I do event speaking. So if you need a speaker for on a particular issue pertaining to gender, women, children, I do speaking engagements, and I also, as you mentioned, I do give little, I won't call it counseling, but little retreats for young persons. Either be group retreats or like a one-on-one. And most times it works out very well, though, the groups, because they can identify with themselves much better. Yeah, so these are the two things that I have going on right now.
Okay, excellent. Well, Lisa, again, thank you so much for sharing that information with us. I want to thank you for coming on to the program, excuse me, and for sharing LISVALU, the 8-week Grow program, which we will be adding as a component of our regular All St. Lucia programming for this year, 2021, the personal development coaching, which will happen every Friday, and also the spiritual aspect of it as well with me. So thank you so much, Lisa, for joining us. Do you have any final words on how persons can reach you, or anything that you have coming up that you'd like to share?
Not at this time. Right now, Michelle and Terry, is that I really do appreciate the fact that you did contact me. I just hope and pray that everybody and every woman listening to this show, whether it be now or later on in a rebroadcast, that they take that first step in loving themselves. Loving themselves, as you rightly say, week 3, incorporate that into the week 3, loving themselves. And that's the first step. Plant themselves in fertile ground and nurture themselves properly. Thank you.
Well, thank you so very much, Lisa. Thank you again for joining us. It was a pleasure. And as you heard it, everybody, LISVALU is partnering with Terra to implement the personal development training, which will happen every Friday in the All 2021 programming. We're going to take a brief break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the Choose to Challenge Yourself campaign. If you're not a part of it, you need to be. If you want to learn, stick around and we'll share that information. Stay with us.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
And we are back. So if you're just joining us, my name is Michelle, and you're watching the All St. Lucia, or the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs St. Lucia information session. This is the third session since we launched on the 18th of March. And I would just like to, thank you for staying with us. So now what we're going to be talking very briefly about is the Choose to Challenge Yourself campaign. So we started this campaign on March 18th, and we officially launched it. It was endorsed by the ECA, by Manuel Paloki, and it is called the Choose to Challenge Yourself and pre-register for All in St. Lucia and get energized by going to the link in order to pre-register. Now, if you have not heard about this challenge and you need information about the challenge, I'm going to share it with you. And of course, if you are participating and would like to know where you stand, of course, I'm going to give you a bit of information about that as well. So let's go into the challenge itself. So the challenge is something that is completely voluntary, first of all. Okay, so those persons who have pre-registered, they voluntarily participate in the campaign. So the campaign challenges them to share the program and share the information. So what does it ask them to do? So you share the initiative on Twitter, Facebook, Messenger, LinkedIn, on your email. Okay, you like us on Facebook, you follow the program on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you watch the promo video for Academy for Women Entrepreneurs. And of course, you join our Choose to Challenge Yourself Facebook group, a private group just for the women who are participating in this campaign. And of course, you're going to get access to these points daily. So with each task you do or you perform, you earn points. So there are 3 points for each share on a social media account. It doesn't matter how many times you share. Every day come and you share again. If you come back the next day to share, you get triple the points. Now, when you join the Facebook group, you get 5 points added to your point value. So every day you can earn points towards this campaign. This campaign is currently running, but there are just 2 days left in the campaign. If you haven't joined it, my advice to you is to join it as soon as possible. Join it today. So you have 2 days, 22 hours, 2 minutes, 21, 20, 19, 18 seconds and counting to join this campaign. Okay? Now, for those women who are currently involved in this campaign, I'll tell you who is in the lead. Okay, so you will find out who's in the lead for this campaign. But let's find out what is it that these ladies are really getting? What are they benefiting from participating in this campaign? So when they share this blurb, choose to challenge yourself and pre-register for All in St. Lucia 2021 program, get energized and go to http, of course, the semicolon, the link. Once they post that on those social media channels that we mentioned, right, they gain points. But what do they get for doing all of that? So here are the perks. The top 3 winners with the most points will be awarded prizes from the campaign, and they will be announced and introduced during our grand virtual orientation, which will take place in April. Secondly, these participants in the pre-registration campaign will benefit from priority application processing. What does this mean? It means that your applications will be processed first when you actually apply. Again, the top 3 winners with the most points will win prizes from All St. Lucia, valued at $100 each. And also, as participants in the pre-registration campaign, you will benefit from priority application processing, meaning that your applications will be processed first when you apply. So when are applications going to open? I mean, that's the big question, right? Because persons have been pre-registering, but when are applications going to be open? Applications open on the 29th of March. Okay, so I'm making this public announcement. Applications open on the 29th of March. And who is in the lead for this promotion? Let's find out who's in the lead. So currently in the lead with a total of 49 points. Oh my gosh, we have a tie. We have a tie between ludwigman12@gmail.com and this is nazimus@gmail.com. So the 2 of you are tied with 49 points. In second place, we have a 3-way tie between toristenqua@hotmail.com, Latoya Joseph21@gmail.com, and okay. Oh no, we have a 2-way tie. So it is actually Latoya Joseph21@gmail.com and toristenqua@hotmail.com. So we have a 2-way tie with 34 points. And in third place right now with 29 points. We have nashalouis1@gmail.com. So these are our top contenders right now in terms of point value in the campaign. Again, just to let you know what you're playing this campaign for. You're playing for perks, prizes, awesome prizes. And you're also playing to get your application processed first when applications open. So what are we looking at in terms of numbers so far? How many persons have pre-registered? Let's find out. Drum roll to date. Since we launched this program, since we launched this campaign, since we started talking about St. Lucia, we now have a total of 51 applicants. Woo! Congratulations, ladies. You are getting energized and you are pre-registering for a program that could change your life for the better, your personal life as well as your professional life. So I would just like to commend all of you for taking this challenge. Choose to challenge yourself and pre-register for the St. Lucia 2021 program. Get energized and go to this link and register. So there are 51 ladies who have pre-registered, but only 13 of them are participating in the campaign. So only these 13 ladies will get priority application processing. So those 13 ladies will get that priority, followed by the rest of those ladies who have pre-registered, and then the public applications will be processed thereafter. So that's how we're going to do it for this year. Again, we are selecting 90 women this year. 45 women for installment 1, which will run from May to July, and 45 women for installment 2, which will run from September to November. And then we'll have a grand big graduation for these 90 women in December of 2021. I can't wait to do this with you. I really can't wait to do this with you. I would just like to thank you once again for joining me. Get energized and register for all in St. Lucia 2021. My name is Michelle Samuel. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see each other, hopefully, God willing, next week. And when we do, I may just have another individual or 2 individuals to introduce you to when we meet again. So again, have a great, great, great day. You may see me tomorrow if things are okay, but let's just see what happens. Well, take care. Again, ladies, get energized. Choose to challenge yourself. The ball is in your court, ladies. Take care.